All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final lesson for this session. It's friends and family. So let's get started. Our focus here is going to be on the past tense and irregular verbs. We'll also talk about present tense. So we know that the normal past tense verb has a ed ending, but we have many irregular verbs in English. And we are going to look at some of those. We're not going to look at them all because there's hundreds of them and you have to memorize them. There's no real rhyme or reason to them. I have a list here at the end we'll look at, but it's just a memorization task. So we'll just look at 4 to start with. So we have do, make, get, and take. And you see that they have irregular past tense verbs, right? And so we have some images here. So we might say you need to do the dishes, or I already did the dishes, right? And there's some sentences or some images to go with make. So you need to make the bed. No, I already made the bed this morning, right? Or what time do you get up? Well, I got up at 6:45, right? So use these to make some sentences. And what we've done here is given you a sample schedule for Norma. And we have all of her, all of the verbs are in the present tense here, but these are irregular past tense. So make some new sentences to talk about what she did in the past tense. So we could say she got up at 6 a.m., right? Okay, so do that with yourself or with your class as you're studying. The next thing that's in the slide deck for this week is about our friends and family. So this is baby Polly here, and this is baby Polly's mother and grandmother, grandpa. Grandma and grandpa are just common versions of grandmother, grandfather. And we have an uncle and an aunt, right? So start with yourself and think about yourself. It's just a fun activity. Here you are, and who's your mother and your father and your grandfather and your grandmother, paternal side and maternal side, and just see how far back you can go in the tree, right? And then use that information to talk or write about your family in the past tense. So here's an example of a paragraph. So my grandfather did many things when he was young. He flew in many planes when he was in the Air Force. He wed my grandmother in 1960. They broke up in 1990. Now he lives near the beach. 1960. They broke up in 1990. Now he lives near the beach and golfs every day, right? Just what can you say about someone who you know in the past tense? And just for fun, I found this fabulous chart, and it teaches you about all of the different relations of second cousin, third cousin, and all of that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And you can use that information to think about your big family and or your friends even, and how has your life changed before the pandemic, which would be the past tense, and how is it now after COVID has happened, right? So what's going on in the present tense with your life and what's going on in the past tense. And there's several sentences that you can read there for examples. All right, and just as a heads up this week, this is one of the questions that's in your quiz, and it says the moment between, before, and after is called truth. What do you think about this quote? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What does it mean? When is the moment right between before and after? Could you draw a picture of it? What would it look like? All right, a couple other things we have here for this week is some videos. As the winter is approaching, everybody might be a little bit stressed out about the COVID coming back. So those are included for you. And there's also a quiz there. And, take the time to talk about how you're feeling with everybody. It's always a good idea. The last thing that we'll go through here is the irregular verb list that we have put together with pictures from most everything here. And these are all of your irregular verbs. Like we said, they don't follow a lot of rules. You just have to remember them. You have to memorize them. But you probably already know most of them. These are the most popular 167 irregular verbs in English. So go through there, see if you know them, try to use them to create some sentences, use present tense, past tense, play around with the verbs there. All right, so this is the last video that we'll have for this session. It's been a pleasure making all these videos for you all. I look forward to next session. Our first videos will post on January 8th, and you should be talking to your teachers or one of our staff members about testing or scheduling as needed. Most people don't need to test, but if you do, get with us and we'll get you scheduled. And everybody else should check their email for the scheduling form and make their schedule for next session. Beyond that, I wish you all a very merry holiday season. Hope you have happy times with your friends and family. And we'll see you soon. Bye.